God again saved my life. um, I this is in another life, and I had a friend who he had a lot of mental health issues, and he was a drug dealer, and no one agreed that he should be selling drugs, especially with a mental health issue. We tried to intervene, his friends, and he wouldn't. He just wouldn't do it. He wouldn't leave. I even sat down with his plug and pleaded with him to stop supplying him and told him, listen, this is not him. Find someone else. But that didn't work. And he, because, he was on medication, he wasn't assertive. Um, he wasn't bold or anything like that. All attributes that a drug dealer needs. And people would take advantage. And one particular guy took advantage and would constantly rob him and beat him up. Just a bully. And his friends, we didn't like this. It was happening so often, so often. And it angered us. And we said, we need to teach this guy a lesson. And one of our friends was like, hey, whatever happens, happens. If we go too far, we go too far. Meaning he said, hey, if we teach this guy a lesson by beating him up and something happens, oh well. And we weren't on that time, but it was like, okay. And not all of us knew what this guy looked like, but I knew what he looked like. And um, I would send out his picture. I got it from Facebook, and I sent out the picture to all of my friends to be like, let's look for this guy. And when we find him, let's let's whoop his butt. And because talking to him is not going to work. We tried that, but I tried that before, and he doesn't listen. So we're Caribbean, right? And in Caribbean culture, there's a saying: if you can't hear, you must feel. And so we're like, we have to teach this guy a lesson. And one day I went to the store to go buy some food, and as I'm walking to the store, there was a laundromat that was right there, and I'm walking past the laundromat, and there was this guy there doing his laundry. Black guy, red shirt, big afro, and he's just staring at me like like he knew me. But I looked at him like I don't know him. And he's looking at me, and I cross the corner where he can't see me anymore. I go inside the store to buy my food. And then I look behind me as I'm in the line, and he's outside the store looking in like this at me. I'm like, who's this dude? And I come out after I get my food, and he just looks at me, doesn't say anything, just looks at me as I walk by. And he starts walking behind me as I'm going back to where I live, my building. And I thinking he's just gonna go back to the laundry room when we hit the corner. But no, he's still walking behind me. But at this point, I don't care. At this point, I'm like, whatever. He's probably just a weirdo, right? Like, I'm not gonna pay it no mind, whatever. So by the time I hit the street, I ignored him. Okay. And now I'm crossing the street, and my friend came out the side door. Like one of my main friends came out the side door, who he's the one that was like, hey, listen, when we find this guy, whatever happens, happens. He came out the side door with one of our other friends, and one of our other friends just drove into the building in his truck. This guy's a wild guy too. And then the guy that we're looking for was coming out the front of the building. We've been looking for him for months. Couldn't find him. We went door to door looking for him. Couldn't find him. He comes out the front of the building, and he's walking. He's walking like he's walking around. Now, mind you, they don't really know what he looks like per se. I sent them a picture, but they don't really are. They're not making the connection. Only I know that it's him. So my friend is like, so my friend's walking towards me. The guy in the car drove by. He's like, "Hey, Jones, what's up?" I see the guy, and the first thought in my head was, "Let's get him. This is the perfect time. Let's get him." And as I'm about to gesture to my friend to be like, "Yo, there he is," this guy in the red with the afro grabbed my hand, and I look back and I'm like, "Yo, who's this dude? Why you grabbing my hand like that, bruh? What's going on?" And he says, "Whatever you're about to do, don't do it. God wanted me to talk to you. Do you have a moment?" And so the suspect, the guy that we are going to do, he just walked past. My friend came up to me while the guy was talking to me, and he's like, "Hey, is everything good?" I'm like, "Yeah. He's like, "All right, we're about to go over to the store. Do you want to come?" I'm like, No. I'm going to talk to this dude for a second." He's like, "Cool." And the guy just started prophesying certain things. And how when he seen me, he had a tug of the Holy Spirit to warn me about something. And he said, the Holy Spirit also wanted me to tell you that you don't understand why you're here right now in this area, but when you leave, that's when you will discover why. And it was interesting. And I remember after we finished talking, like my friends, like we talked for long, and my friends came back. They went upstairs, and I went upstairs to go meet them at my boy's place, and I told them what happened. And my friend was the same one that wanted to really do a midden, if you know what I'm talking about. He's like, "Andrew, that is wow. That was directly God saving you. Say because we could have killed that man and ended up in prison for the rest of our life, or something could have happened to one of us. Our life could have been lost. We we don't know what he had, what he didn't have. Anything could have happened. One of us could have ended up in prison. All of us could have ended up in prison for the rest of our life. But the Holy Spirit seen that before it happened and stepped in and said, No, not him. Not him." I was baptized when I was a kid. And even though I didn't understand what I was doing, the Holy Spirit let me know that at that moment when you gave your life to me, you had understanding. Don't say that you did. You had understanding. And I came to dwell within you. And even though you left the church and out there doing all sorts of craziness, chasing money, chasing women, all sorts of nonsense, I was with you. Even in the darkest moments, I was with you. Even when you were doing wrong, I was with you. I was with you. There was another situation with that same guy that he means well, right? But he's just angry, and he wants to project his anger onto other people. And so he's one of those people that go from 0 to 60 really quickly. He has cancer, and so that eats him up inside, and he feels that it's unfair. And so whenever he gets into a confrontation with someone, that anger comes out in ways that is unclean. And it was ironic because someone died in our community on their graduation day. They were shot and killed. And him and I said, I said, let's put on a Stop the Violence party, and let's invite the whole community. And it was ironic because at the Stop the Violence event, he got into a scuffle with someone, and we took that someone because they stole something from the club, and the owner said, "You have to get that back from that person because you let him in." And we took him to the back, and my friend, he's a beast, I'm holding him back, and I'm asking the guy, "Give us the item that you stole." And the young man was like, "I didn't steal nothing. I didn't steal nothing." I'm like, "You see this guy? I can't hold him back any longer. I'm a big guy. If I touch you, you're done. You guys are the same size, but I don't want y'all. No, I don't want that. This is a Stop the Violence party." But he wants blood. If I move my hand and walk out this bathroom and close the door, you're over with. My friend's trying to push my arm away. I'm like, no. Give me the item. Give me the item. Tell me where it is. And he's still being ignorant. And my friend is like, Andrew, stop giving him grace. Stop giving him mercy. Stop giving him a chance. He violated. Yes, let's end him right now. I want to stomp his face out. But I pleaded with the guy, and he left out the bathroom, and he left the item that he stole from the club on the table. And the next day I seen him, and he came up to me. He's like, yo, listen, I respect you. I thank you for what you did, because he was going to kill me. I didn't deserve the grace that you gave me, but you gave it to me anyway, and I respect you for that. I salute you. God told me that that was me in you operating, because you realize, even though you're in a tight situation, I was interceding. That was me in you. That wasn't your effort. I give you grace. So I have been reflecting through you for years. Even when you left the church, when you were far away, I was living and operating within you. Because at that time, I was far from God. Far from God. If he spoke to me, I wouldn't even really recognize his. Far from God. My relationship was beyond under construction with the Most High. But yet, he was with me and was interceding. And I find that interesting because later on, I think a few years later, I got baptized for the second time. And he brought another revelation to me that following summer where he said, you didn't have to get baptized a second time. I appreciate it, but you didn't have to do that. Why? Because I told you I would never leave you nor forsake you. When you accepted my spirit in you the first time, that was enough. I said I would never leave you nor forsake you, and I never have. You left me. A lot of times when we feel that we're searching for God, but God is searching for us. He's he he finds us. I left God. God didn't leave me. This is why we have to activate. It's like having a superpower. We have to activate the Holy Spirit within us because it intercedes, it interrupts, it directs. The Holy Spirit I'm in the tech space, I'm in sales and marketing, and we always talk about disruptive companies like Uber. The Holy Spirit is a disruptor of this world. The Holy Spirit, invite that into your life. It will be your comforter. You have stress, you have, it will be your peace. Whatever you ask for in spirit, He will give to you. I wanted peace after I left there, and the peace that I received surpasseth all understanding. Anyways, that's all I have for you. I hope this message touches someone to realize that God has never left you. You likely left God, but He is with you. Activate that Holy Spirit in prayer and invite the Holy Spirit in to speak to you, and wait on His word, and He will instruct you and direct your path. Peace and love.